Yes, the report points to epic mistakes and deliberate delays by investigators that allowed Larry Nassar to continue abusing young athletes. Fundamental errors by the FBI. That's the takeaway from the Justice Department's Office of Inspector General's report about how the federal agency handled the Larry Nassar sexual abuse case.
That's simply unacceptable. It's disgusting. And it's something these women deserve justice for.
Alex Connie is one of the attorneys representing the more than 150 survivors. He says if the FBI would have followed proper procedures when it came to investigating these claims, several of the sexual assault cases could have been avoided.
That's really the tragic part of this, and that's why so many people are so angry about what's happened here. There's a lot of, bad policies, bad procedures, but there are a lot of people who chose not to do what they're supposed to.
According to the Inspector General's report, starting with the senior officials in the Indianapolis FBI field office who initially blew off the case in 2015 and failed to report the allegations against Nassar to Lansing FBI or local authorities, which could have stopped the abuse of at least 40 victims. It took several months before a formal investigation was launched, and Nassar wasn't arrested until December of 2016. When the Inspector General's office questioned supervisory special agents about it, they're accused of falsifying a victim's statement and lying about how agents handled the case.
You have an FBI agent lying during this investigation, and they've shown it in that report extensively. So there needs to be some sort of accountability, especially when that individual is talking about getting a job with the United States Olympic Committee.
Attorneys say survivors of Nassar's abuse want the special agent in charge and others involved in trying to conceal the case to be criminally charged. Rachel Denhollander, one of the most vocal survivors, tweeting her disgust with the lack of accountability in the case. She says the rest of us are left with lifelong consequences and already bore the cost of pushing for the truth. And these agents retire on government pensions while survivors fight to stay alive.
Law enforcement, of all people, it's their job to protect the public, and they just dropped the ball. They chose not to investigate these things, and the reasons being, we don't know yet.
Now, 2 U.S. Senators, Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut and Jerry Moran of Kansas, are the ones who pushed for this DOJ investigation. They say they are appalled by the findings and want the Inspector General, FBI Director, and Attorney General to appear before the Senate to discuss the troubling report and what's being done now to make sure this never happens again. Huel.
Absolutely shocking, Taryn. And how has the FBI responded to this report?
Well, the FBI did release a statement calling their conduct inexcusable, a discredit to their agency, and it should have never happened.